Hello and welcome to 2 Minutes and a Highchair for Smoking, where I read through my book, Two and a Highchair for Smoking, in clips of roughly 2 minutes at a time. Let's get started with Chapter 1. It was my last day at the restaurant, a busy Saturday. The lineup was 20 deep and people were still coming up the stairs from the food court. An old couple and a family struggling with a stroller asked if we had elevator access. I said no. Whenever someone came up to pay, people craned their necks. We've been waiting ages. Why can't we get the table that just left? They were in the smoking section, I replied. We're still waiting for someone to leave from non-smoking. 4 tables have their bill. We're just waiting for them to go. My answer didn't satisfy them. It never did. And then something inside me snapped. I finished taking down names, put down my pen, and walked away from the front counter without a word. I walked along the rail and looked out at the shopping mall below. Beyond the food court was a vast expanse, seemingly endless, of small chain stores. Their neon logos glowed darkly. The lunch rush was at its peak. Servers took orders and brought out food. The boss's wife cleaned and set tables. Customers came and went. I went up a short set of stairs. This was the high ground, a row of booths with a couple of larger tables overlooking the rail. I passed them all and went up a second set of stairs. The kitchen pass bar was to my right. Soup cups, 6-inch plates, and a few other things were stored there. One of the servers was getting some salad from the cooler. Under the heat lamps, plates of food were beginning to pile up. From the kitchen, I could hear the boss boiling over. "Where's Amy? She's got 2 orders up." I made my way through the pass bar like a ghost, unseen, and walked into the back area, passing the kitchen and the dish pit before entering the men's changing room. I closed the door. My clip-on tie fell limply to my feet. The sexless green vest and white button-down shirt that I wore every shift, worn thin over the years, joined it in a heap. My belt buckle dropped from my pants. The buckle made an audible clink on the tiled floor. The lockers seemed to stare at me. A faded football sticker from 1983 on one of them was the only decoration. I looked at myself in the mirror. The moment stretched out. No one saw me as I streaked past the kitchen, through the pass bar, and down the stairs. If they had, they would have noticed that I was naked. Completely, stark naked. A high-pitched laugh escaped my throat as I turned to face the smoking section. A middle-aged man, a regular, was just about to light a cigarette when he saw me. His eyes widened. His jaw dropped, and the cigarette, still unlit, slipped through his fingers. The fuck? The woman eating lunch with him turned around, saw me, and choked on a mouthful of Eggs Benedict. And then I was off, a screeching, gibbering mess. I ran toward the front, passing a family of 5 in a high chair seated at the gazebo. I could see the front counter, and beyond it, the stairs. Freedom. I was close. And then the boss came out of nowhere. He grabbed my arm. "Steve, what the hell are you doing? What?" He couldn't continue. His mind couldn't process what he was seeing. Everything seemed to stop. I quit. His grip loosened for a moment, and I pulled free. Free at last. God almighty, free at last. A final sprint to the front of the restaurant, the home stretch. The people waiting to be seated seemed to get excited as I approached. And then I was out, down the stairs, across the mall, out the exit, and to my car. A suitcase in the trunk, passport, plane ticket, cash, and clothes. I would need clothes. But for now, I was dressed in freedom. After 6 years, 6 long years, I was finally free. There was no going back.